Hello, friends, and welcome to the Friendors podcast, a podcast by wedding vendors for wedding vendors. I'm your host, Shawn Miller, professional wedding officiant and founder and owner of Young, Hip, and Married. Each week, I sit down with our friends from the wedding industry and talk about the life of a wedding vendor, from how they got started, mistakes they've made along the way, to everything they've learned from being a vendor, as well as a few chaotic stories. Thanks so much for being here. Welcome to Friendors, and let's dive into the episode. Welcome, man.
Thanks. We'll high five it. We'll do something.
Do something awkward. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, happy to be here. You've been talking about this for a while.
Eric and I were talking about it on the previous episode, like 15 years.
Oh shit, that long?
Yeah. Like I was listening to podcasts because I used to be a letter carrier. I used to deliver mail with Canada Post. I got my first iPod in 2002.
Okay.
Before it was like, that was when that was like Napster and LimeWire. Do you remember those?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So download Napster, LimeWire, goes on the iPod.
Oh my God.
So I was listening to podcasts. People were like, what are you listening to? Like people didn't even know what podcast was.
Right.
And I was like, this would be a great thing to do. And I've just never done that.
Oh.
So it's been like, I've talked about it for like a really long time.
Okay.
Yeah. And now we're finally doing it.
I mean, it's beautiful. Yeah.
It's a great spot. I'm so
really
grateful
nice
to these guys. Vancouver Winery from Lingo Room. Cool spot to be in.
Yeah.
I was looking, because I told you I was looking at doing it in like a podcasting studio.
Right.
And I went there and I was like,
Not
this sucks.
the vibe.
It wasn't what I was.
No, this fits you.
Yeah.
Color.
And it is a wedding venue too, which is like people can do micro weddings in here. They can rent the whole space out. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a cool little micro wedding venue spot. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
How long have you been in the wedding industry?
So it's been 10 years. I think I'm in my 11th. Next March, it'll be year 11.
Okay.
2014 is when I moved here from Ontario after graduating from video
Where
production.
did you grow up in Ontario?
In like the Brampton area.
Oh, yeah.
So we would just say Toronto, and they're like,
Yeah.
well, where are you really
Yeah.
from?
Yeah.
Brampton.
Brampton.
Wayne
Wayne Gretzky from Brampton, right?
He's from Brantford.
Oh, Brantford, not Brampton.
Yeah.
Different places.
Brantford, Brampton. Yeah, they're all different.
Yeah.
So when I first moved out here, I applied to the studio that was expanding from Toronto.
You applied to work at a studio.
Yeah, so they were, I saw that this is meanwhile, I'm in Ontario, I know I'm moving, and I see that this studio is opening their second location in BC. And I'm like, oh, the universe.
What type of studio?
Like wedding photo video studio.
Okay.
You know the one. No? Yeah?
We don't need to talk about names, that's fine.
Oh, okay. So I saw that they were opening their second location, and I thought like, oh, they're brand new, so they're gonna need help.
Right.
And I took it as a sign, like I'm gonna walk into this location and drop my resume off.
Yeah.
At a time when the application process was just send us a video and email us your resume.
Right.
Oh, but I walked in, and that actually made a difference.
Okay.
The word got around from the two owners. One owner was moving here, and he's like, oh, you're the guy that walked in.
You're the guy.
I never met you, but I heard about you.
Right.
So when I moved out here, I worked at the Source in Metrotown for a few months. Actually, just under a year. And then when the studio was up and running out of the guy's apartment, they needed a videographer.
Okay.
And I just jumped in.
So did you go to school for videography? Like, what's your background?
I did, yeah. So
Where did you go?
I went to Durham College.
Okay.
So I did 2 years of college, a little bit of photo and video.
Yeah.
Prior to that, I went to Ryerson.
Really?
Metropolitan University.
Yeah, I know Ryerson.
And I was getting a certificate in film studies. So I worked with film cameras from World War II. I wrote scripts. I filmed short films.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea about any of this.
Yeah. And so I would drive, like I went at night because I was a mature student at the time. I was around 20, 21. That's mature.
Right. And what you were just like moonlight, working restaurants and stuff before that, just being a kid?
Dude, it's like my route to videography is so random.
Let's dive into the randomness.
Okay, I
curious.
finished college. I finished high school.
Okay.
And when I was in high school, I went to Kenya to help build schools.
Okay.
I volunteered with Free the Children,
missions trip. I grew up in
that kind of thing.
Okay, I did
and
one
then
of those in high school.
I also went to Ecuador to help build community gardens,
Yeah.
and that's when I became like Mr. Hippie Shyah.
Okay.
Fuck school,
Fuck
like
shoes.
It was like these houses are so big. Like this is about like saving the planet and like helping the world. No, but I was like taking cooler showers and cutting off water a lot earlier, and I was decided like I want to help the world and I'm going to go pursue education in international development studies. Because I was looking up to my facilitators, like helping the global community.
Right.
So I went to Trent in Peterborough, which is about 90 minutes or so from Toronto. And that was my first post-secondary experience.
Okay.
So it was...
And studying film there too? Or no, you're
studying international development studies. I was like, how to help the world, the International Monetary Fund, economics. And dude, when I hit economics in year 2, it was the first course I ever failed in my educational
Wasn't your jam.
background. No, not my jam, not my peanut butter, nothing. I hated it. Hated it. But around that time, and this is where I become more artistic. I was given this PowerShot Canon camera from my dad, because he knew I was kind of like into photography.
What year is this, you think?
This would be 2009 or 10.
Okay, so digital photography was coming around. There were DSLRs that were coming up.
Yeah, but it was still hella expensive.
Right, yeah.
But I had this PowerShot little zoom lens and so on.
I know the one.
And within a week...
4 megapixels.
Yeah. It was fun. Nah, maybe I got 8. You never know. You never know. It was the big leagues.
Because iPhone was 2008.
Okay.
And then digital photography, that kind of changed the game.
It did, yeah. I don't think Instagram was around then, or not as...
I think it was... No,
ubiquitous.
Instagram started like 2010. Ish, 2011, like right around then.
Yeah. But I wasn't posting or anything. I was just taking photos and practicing. Now, as I was growing up, I was exposed to like watching movies and discussing them with my mom.
Right.
So my parents are divorced. I had left at 18 to go move with my dad and family, stepmom, stepsister, who are Jamaican. So I have this like Caribbean flair to me, which my wife tells me.
And is your mom from Toronto?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So I had moved out into like the country. Yeah. Became a little bit of a country bumpkin. Yeah. And when I was in Trent, not enjoying school, I was given this camera. Within a week, I was working in manual. I didn't understand what an aperture was or shutter speed really. I couldn't like articulate it to you like I could now, but I understood the relationship of how to recreate what I saw. And when I started taking pictures and showing my family, like, oh, this is like nature. This is my dog's eye. This is the little lichen growing out from the rock. They're like, wow, that's actually really beautiful. So
you're getting positive reinforcement for what you're doing.
Yes, but there was something like innate. There was a skill that I had.
And you weren't YouTubing this, like learning, you were just figuring it out?
Yeah, I was just figuring it out. Yeah, so I could recreate. And I think knowing how to do that, I knew that there was something special. And I started like reflecting, thinking like, man, I love like photography is really special. Like, maybe I should do something with that. And as I was taking some pictures, I thought, wow, movies, like I loved being moved by cinema, and I'm not like a cinephile where I could name every single director of photography, yada yada.
Do you have a favorite movie?
I love Mel Brooks. Mel Brooks, just like a good Jewish director, and he's a comedian, but there's a lot of subtext to the stories he tells. Spaceballs, Blazing Saddles. There's a lot about like undertone or subtext of like racism in society and
years.
Yeah,
that was as a teenage boy.
Great,
that was my go-to.
Great, yeah. So for me, it's just like how I'm affected by it, not the technicalities of it. So I thought, like, maybe I could do this. Maybe I could drop out and pursue film, and instead of helping the world through working in the field, maybe it could be through film. Maybe it was television. Maybe it was commercial. I'm not really sure.
But you're even pulled in that direction.
I was definitely pulled. And I had an aunt that she's an artist. She teaches in Montreal, and she kind of struggles financially. So she was like telling my mom, they're close, like, Shy shouldn't do this. Like, don't become the artist. And I was like, fuck, like, I really want to do this.
Dude,
like,
so many artists get, like, my wife is the same way. Like, it's just squashed down.
Yeah.
Like
it's hard to be an artist.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to be an artist.
Man, even last night I was like worrying about like money and stuff, and I was like, I have to get up and start working.
Right.
And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed like an hour and a half
later. And coupling that with art.
Yeah. So that's kind of like my history, and there were some struggles. I got into productions that were like total scams, and wedding companies that were like also kind of sketchy, but I was getting my reps in.
Right.
I was getting my reps in. I was volunteering at Rogers, and I was just trying everything.
Right.
And then I did work a few weddings, got paid like $500, big money, with like a little camcorder, crappy audio. But that was like my first experience. I'm like, this is kind of dope. And as an extrovert, I was like, I get to party, and they get to like watch this video for the rest of their life and be creative. So I knew that was my calling. I knew working in film. Yeah. I still thought like, oh, I got to do commercial and make money and be creative. But then when I moved to BC and finally got that call to work in weddings, I was like, hell yeah, this is where it's at.
This is where it's at.
Yeah.
And you naturally gravitated towards the video side? Like when did the photography side kind of fall away?
It wasn't long. I think it was maybe like a year or so that I was working with photography, and just like I didn't make short films at this time, but I was just taking pictures and loading up my laptop. And then I thought, let's transition. So then you make crappy little shorts with your friends and throw them on YouTube, and you look back at them and you're like, what the hell are we doing?
Dude, everyone has that same story about when they started. Like when I think about the first weddings I did, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, we were experimenting.
People pay me for this.
Absolutely. Yeah. But then I went to Ryerson for about a year and a half. I never ended up getting the certificate in film studies.
Never finished.
Because the course wasn't offered. The course that I needed wasn't offered until the following year. My parents were like, you need to get your shit straight and like stop hanging out with this crew, and you're not doing well. Like I lost a lot of jobs in between because I'm like the artist having fun, and you know, my passion wasn't in school.
You know,
oh man, being 20s, and they gave me like my own little like guest home. We lived on a property, and I was like hanging out with like, you know, just the wrong, or you know, it was the right crowd at the time. But but then when I was serious, my dad helped me out. He was like, Shyah, you're gonna go to school. Like you're good at this, but you're gonna like come live with me. We lived. He worked like about 3 hours away, and I lived with him for like 2 weeks. And he's like, Shyah, like stop messing around. You're gonna come and like change your life. And he bought me Final Cut Studio, like 6 different discs at the time. And he's like, put your name on this, like by my desk, get ready for work every morning. I needed an ultimatum actually, because so he helped me, he like forced me essentially. He's like, get your shit straight. You want video? Let's do it. And then I practiced, and I actually think like I wake up every day now and still get ready for work, just like I did when I was 21.
Wow.
And when I couldn't get that certificate, we found this college program that just started in their second year offering video production. It's like, this is it. It's meant to be. Like, it's 30 minutes from home. You're going to drive every day and like go to school. I was like, oh my God, this is great. And I was a mature student around 22, I think. So I just got in and like whooped ass. I was 22.
You were ready though.
I was ready. I'm not like 18, like experimenting. I've made my mistakes.
And you made your decision that this is the direction you want to go.
So honors, leadership awards, just schooled it.
Are you grateful to your dad for doing that for you?
Yeah. Because I just moved in with that side of my family when I was 18.
Were you grateful at the time, or you're like, Dad, like you're being like?
Was I grateful? I knew it was right.
You did know intuitively somehow.
Intuitively, yeah. And it was like, stop hanging out with these people, stop smoking all your smoking, and like go and like achieve this goal that you want. And when I turned 21, I had this like wild dream about like self-actualization that I didn't even know what the definition was. Had to look it up, and it was like becoming the person you want to be. And I was like, holy crap! Like, all right. So then when I went home, it was time, and that was like the next stage of Shyah that became like a videographer. The very, very beginning of my career was that crazy scenario. 22. Yeah.
And that was a 2-year program?
It was a 2-year program. A little bit of photography. And then the second year, it was photo video in year 1, and then you decide what you want to do, photo or video. And I was all video.
All video. Yeah. And what type of gear were you shooting then? Remember?
Oh man, it was like 5Ds were the thing. 5D, like when I saw a red camera, that was amazing.
I've just learned about red cameras.
Yeah, they're incredible.
Marquise Brownlee?
Yeah, that's like his webcam essentially.
I was like, what's a red camera? He's like, oh, I've always shot on them. And he was explaining it to someone. He was like, look at this. It's like a square camera. Is it square?
Yeah. They're just like high quality, incredible color, like overkill for weddings. But if you couldn't afford it, like all for you, do it.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, and then 2-year program, so that brings you to 24, and then that's when you come to Vancouver?
Yeah, so then my girlfriend and I, now my wife,
How'd you guys meet?
She was working with my brother who has special needs.
Okay.
So she was a respite worker for my family. And so she was involved in my family for 2 years, my mom's side. So we didn't really see each other much, but on and
Knew
off.
of each other.
Yeah, we knew of each other. Apparently, I was like the hot brother, and
Right.
I had no idea. I was like, "You're working for my family."
Right.
Like, we have
it's like
boundaries.
off limits.
Yeah, absolutely.
Except it's not.
Apparently, it's not. But then we started seeing each other a little bit more because I was working in Brampton at a Santa photo set at the mall. Yeah, and eventually like helped manage it and so on, and I brought her in, and we just saw each other more, and she baked cookies with my brother, and I was like, do I get some sugar? Like a little bit of jokes, and she's like, oh, like he's like, okay. So
he's giving me the green light here.
Yeah, and then eventually we started like taking it more seriously, and then my prof in year 2 or instructor told us in class about a job opening in BC, and I was sitting in the front row, and I felt this like veil lift.
Okay.
And it was like, you could move to BC.
Right.
Because everything that was on this Indeed post, I could do.
Right.
I had the qualifications. I had the enthusiasm, the dedication. That job also ended up being a scam. It was too good to be true. Didn't apply for it, but our instructor told us later. But I just pitched to her, like, would you ever move to BC? My mom was always telling me this is the hippie province. Right. That was my, kind of like my roots, right? Wanting to help. So I thought the idea of moving to BC was wonderful. Megan was all gung-ho. She got the first job. We were looking at apartments, and then we road tripped once we graduated. Once I graduated, we
road
took a week
across the country.
Yeah, 1 week. We got here.
Came out to Vancouver.
Yeah.
And what year? So what year did you get here?
That was 2014.
Okay.
September.
Okay.
So yeah.
And that started your journey.
Yeah, and
or not really. Kind of. I mean, that was the next stage.
Step. First time I ever moved out of my parents' home. It was across the country, so it was sink or swim.
Right.
Yeah.
And you moved in with your girlfriend.
And learned a lot.
Yeah. Well,
I still can't load the dishwasher properly though.
Yeah, neither can my kids. Every time I go to put dishes in the dishwasher, I'm like,
how are they doing this wrong?
Who loaded this thing? Yeah. What are the cups doing on the bottom?
I'm
like,
learning,
is this? I'm like, do I need to take a picture of this and put it inside the cabinet for my children?
Right.
Yeah. And so you guys have been together 10 plus years now.
Yes. Well, no, it's 2012, so 13.
Wow, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so you start with this company out here that you have the job with.
Yeah.
And how long are you there?
4 years, and they grew really quickly, which was very challenging, but awesome to be a part of.
And how did they grow? Was it ads, referrals?
Volume, referrals. Yeah, and they had a base from Toronto.
Right.
So they could kind of network that. Yeah. They had the Instagram page. They already had tons of followers and the social proof. And there was one photographer, one videographer, and the owner who did both. So we could each take on like 2 video or 2 photo, and we would just edit out of his apartment.
Right.
But year after year, there was growth, and then eventually he got a sub penthouse in Yaletown, and we worked out of his home.
Okay.
Yeah. But
that's a good business expense.
Oh, it was. Yeah, it definitely was. Yeah. And with higher volume came the need for someone to make sure the shooters were prepared, to make sure that the clients filled in that questionnaire to do the meetings, and that was me.
Okay.
Same with the photographer.
Right.
So we eventually became directors of our departments.
Okay.
But there's so much growth that there were a lot of challenges that we had to figure out. Right. And if we have ideas and we pitch it to the owners, like sometimes there's agreement, sometimes there's not. Yeah. And it's like, fuck, like, I really think this is a good idea, but it has to go to the owner. But the owner also has a co-owner in Toronto, and they're vastly different, so there definitely were challenges. But I learned how to manage shooters, manage editors overseas.
It's the best education.
While I'm shooting and editing.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It was a lot. Yeah. But that was 4 years. Like I got my reps in. I could shoot, give me a Chinese wedding, Jewish wedding, South Asian wedding, whatever. Like I got it. And I did a lot of it alone at times.
Right.
So I made a lot of mistakes that I can now cover up. Like it's so easy. I could do it sometimes with my eyes closed. It's not stuff
you can really be taught, hey?
No, you have to make mistakes. In order to be really good.
Yeah.
Speak
a little bit more about that, because I think that's a big piece of wisdom. Like you have to be willing to make mistakes, right? Because even when we were talking about starting the show, there's so many times I've procrastinated doing this because I'm like, I want it to be perfect, right? And a friend of mine said to me once, like, done is better than perfect, and then also like make it work, make it better, and those are 2 philosophies that like procrastination, like perfection just feeds procrastination oftentimes, right? And like not being willing to mess up. But there's a certain element though, like with video, similar with officiating, that we're live, like making a mistake can be quite costly as well.
Yeah, like if your iPad dies, like, oh man.
Yeah, were you at that wedding I did that?
No, I don't think so, but I'm sure it happened.
Listen, I got to my wedding, and I'm at the Stanley Park Pavilion, and I'm doing a fancy wedding with Dream Group. Okay, I get to the front, I'm all ready to go, all my checks and balances, I pull open my iPad to open my script, 5%. My kids used to like to use my iPad to watch shows, right? And they were like, Dad, can I use your iPad? Yeah, no problem, no problem. And one of my kids must have used it, because the iPad mini lasts forever, as long as it's off.
Okay.
Maybe they didn't turn it off, or they used it and put it back, it was 5%. So I opened my book up, I'm at a wedding, I got 5% left. And you're like, and the wedding's starting, I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. So I glanced down, I'm like, get them okay, off. Do as much as I could, on, read a little bit more, off.
Bro.
Got right to the end, like literally 1% left at the end.
And you have to do it with finesse.
Oh yeah.
Like you're not like holding like one side, right? Like you have to do it while you're speaking.
If it was year one, I would have been fucked.
Right.
If it was my beginning, but by this point I'm in it, 10, well, more than that, I was probably in it 12, 13 years.
Right.
So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But still, my heart is like pounding.
Sure.
But you can't make it look like your heart's pounding.
Yeah, and so there's this analogy for us in the wedding industry. It's like we're ducks on a pond. We're calm and cool on the water, but down below we are pedaling.
Not everyone is, Shyah.
That's true. Not everybody. Yeah. But we should be.
We should be. I think that's a great analogy, right? But we've all worked with vendors. I'm like, oh my gosh, this vendor is.
I remember one time. So when I was working with the studio, I was also working with our photographers, and that actually made me a really compatible videographer. So I'm compatible with photographers because I've worked with my team, and I'm not going to dick them around because we're on the same team.
Right.
And she's shooting behind me with a telephoto, and all of a sudden you hear, this is at the reception, and I turn around, and she was just kind of like, I don't want to say meek, but like, her face went white, she froze, we're in front of everyone doing speeches, I see that the filter has broken and dented, and she's like, she's frozen, and I'm like, just pick it up, move to the side, we gotta keep going.
Right, yeah.
So once you know what your job is, and you know how you can remedy this near catastrophe, not that it was a catastrophe, you can do it with composure. Right. You can continue with composure, but that does come with reps.
Yeah.
And
and mistakes they're just gonna happen.
100%.
And the more reps you do, the more mistakes you're gonna get under your belt. It's just a matter of numbers.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna happen.
Just on Saturday, I was filming these like crazy door games at a Hindu wedding inside the temple.
Door games?
Door games are like when the groom is trying to exit, but the bride's sisters are stopping him from coming, and they have all these challenges for him. You got to pay up. It's like this bribery thing that happens.
Really?
So fun.
Oh, sounds great.
And I'm leaning on the wall, getting nice and close because it's so intimate. Right. And I feel something. I'm like, oh, there's something. Like I'm leaning on something, and it was the fire alarm. And I'm like, oh shit, that could have been really bad. A couple years ago, I'm like leaning, and my elbow bumps. It bumps the handicap button, and the door opens into this extremely loud hallway when this intimate ceremony was happening. And it's like, right, if you feel something, check out what's happening. That could have been really bad, but because I had made a mistake, a really embarrassing thing, it's like, right, I remember this is my cue to check what's happening.
Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah.
And is that a learned skill, like becoming comfortable with your mistakes? Because I think a lot of times that fear of messing up can prevent a lot of people from even getting started, right? Because with weddings, it's a unique thing, right? Especially I would imagine as a videographer, I know as an officiant, like we're live. Mm-hmm. Like we don't get to go back and edit our ceremonies.
Right.
If I get a name wrong, it's not like, oops, sorry, got your name, whoops, John, or sorry, right? It's Jonathan. Like we don't get back to do that again. Like, is that a skill set you think you've developed? Like, I want to speak a little bit to people who are getting started or videographers that want to, but like, how do you deal with some of that fear or anxiety or like, I don't want to mess up? Because I think that's a real thing, especially in weddings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish that the new people getting started, let's say they're in their early 20s.
Yeah.
I wish that they could just own it and be confident in their skin.
Right.
And just the photographer, just over the weekend, the photographer who's in the early 20s was like, oh no, like I'm new and I have a lot to learn. It's like, that's okay. Like I wish when I was your age that I could own my mistakes.
Right.
It is gonna happen. You have to get comfortable with your mistakes because you are human, but the people that I work with now, the couples that hire me are hiring me and they know my sense of humor. So if I make a mistake, I can just shrug it off.
Right.
And I know that things are going to happen.
Right.
And just move on. If you have to say sorry or do whatever you have to, yeah, sorry, but then keep doing the job. You can just keep your head down too sometimes. Like if you're walking and you knock down the little lantern in the aisle, pick it up and just keep going and just, that's it.
That's it.
People aren't going to remember this 5-second moment unless it's a catastrophe.
Right.
Because everyone's concerned about themselves anyway.
Yeah.
Like the bride, the groomsmen, like the guests, everyone's kind of focused on.
People don't care that much.
No, they just like care about themselves. Unless you fall in like a puddle of water or something, like that's okay.
Right.
People will move.
I had a wedding once. I'd gained a bit of weight and I split my pants right before the ceremony. Like I had these black dress pants on and I split the ass right out of them. And I had on like some bright red fucking underwear.
Of course.
And I said to the planner, I'm like, I need some help here. Like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
Like, I'm standing at the front. She's like, well, you gotta like shuffle in from the side. And she gave me a black napkin that she pulled from the reception venue, and I shoved it down my pants over my ass.
Yeah, this is why I always try and wear black boxers in case something happens.
I learned my
yeah.
And I split my pants wide open. And I was like, I was super embarrassed, but I was like, well, what am I gonna do? Like, you know, it's just
right. That's awesome that the planner could help out.
Well, I went to her and helped her. I'm like, do you have
I'm
like, do you have a sewing kit? Because you know the planners have their little fanny packs and they got all their stuff in there.
Right.
But do you have any big kind of memorable? Like you told a few, the fire alarm, the handicap sign. Like, are there any some of like your real classic mistakes or ones that live with you that you can laugh about now that were devastating in the moment?
All right, we're getting in embarrassing territory.
Is that okay? Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah, I'm fine. I hope y'all enjoy this story. Usually, I only have time to like eat breakfast, maybe drink my coffee in the morning. I'm not getting up 2 hours before. Right. Like, these are early starts.
Right. You're not an early riser?
No, I like to stay up until like 11.
Yeah.
Midnight.
Artists.
Yeah,
right? They stay up late. That's Erica, my wife.
Not that I'm a dad though. It's like, oh God, 7:30 morning. Okay. Yeah. So you have to drink your coffee early enough so that it hits you before you get to the wedding.
Right.
In this case, it didn't. And I was like, what? I really have to go to the bathroom. But like, the house was so intimate. This is bride prep, Shawn. And I'm like holding it in. We're doing all this stuff. Then we do door games. Well, this is a Chinese wedding. And they also do door games. Fun competitions. They had to like...
I love this door. I've never heard of this before.
Oh, they're so fun. Well, yeah, I guess you don't get to see this.
No, I don't get to see it.
But we get to see all the morning prep. So now all the groomsmen are in the house. And like, okay, everyone's upstairs. I'm going to go down and like, I really got to do this before the ceremony. You know, we have to go to the ceremony. And I'm like, it's quiet. I'm looking around.
Sneak away.
I go and do my business. But then I hear like 1 second. And I hear these like girls' voices. I'm like, oh my God, it's the bridesmaids. So like I, wash up. I'm like, air freshener, like, and I open the door and I'm like, hey, it's your turn. And the groom is there. And as I walk away, he's like, damn, Shyah, what was that you? And I'm like, yo, Tony, like, you gotta do what you gotta do. And I'm like mortified. But I was close with the groom and oh God, I would just never live that down. But it's we're human.
Yeah.
And we have to.
It happens.
You have to allow that to happen, and maybe they might remember. Maybe.
But you laugh about it now.
But they're probably not going to.
Yeah. You didn't delete their SD card.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's another story I could probably tell you, but I probably should have told that story. But yeah, there are embarrassing moments, and you just move on. You get flushed in the face, and you continue doing your job. And maybe that makes you more normal to these people.
Yeah, and I think that's the key too, right? Like, in my business, and I know with photography and videography, or like the human element of it, right? Is like, I think for people starting out, there's a lot of technical stuff you can learn. A lot of courses you can take, a lot of YouTube videos to watch. It's endless, endless. But I don't hear a lot of people talk about the human element, right? That human element of relating to people, making them feel comfortable, bringing out the best in them, right? And I think that's from seeing you work, when we get to work together, like there's like a fun vibe, right? So I work with some photographers that are so technical and it's like all business on the day. It almost feels like they're shooting in like a seminar. Right, and it doesn't necessarily go with the vibe, right? And with my company, Young Hip and Married, like that's what we want to do, right? When we curate an experience, an energy, a vibe, right? And I feel like you're so good at that as well, right?
Yeah, and because that's how I am and how I want to contribute to the world. Again, it's I want to work with couples that want that kind of vibe because there are a lot of different types of people. Like I'm not going to treat the like financial planner the same way I'm going to teach the kindergarten teacher. My brides tend to be nurses, they could be teachers, they're giving back as well. So yeah, kudos to the people that are making it with this other side of things where it is more technical. But we are very human, and for me, I want to contribute to the experience of your wedding while making a badass video at the same time. Of course, I'm hired to do this videography, but you will remember enjoying yourself or having the tequila shot with Shyah versus posing 5 times to get the shot. And man, I work with couples like my sister hired this company and they had to pose so many times and it was so awkward. I don't want that. And that's what they remember. Yeah. Funny enough, there's this company, I saw their logo on the shirt. I might be shooting myself, but their logo on their sweaters was like, pain is temporary, memories are forever. I was like, what does that mean? Like, ask the photographer. And he's like, oh, bro.
That was on a photographer's shirt?
Oh my God, yeah. And they're wonderful people, but I just think that this philosophy for me is not correct. Because what they're saying is the memory of the beautiful photo is forever. But in that sentence, pain is temporary, memories are forever. Are they remembering the pain of having to be posed so many times to get the shot? Because that's what they're going to remember. They're going to remember Shyah.
Like they're going to see that shot and be like, oh my God, that day was hell. Or that was no fun or whatever. But the shot's beautiful to everyone else. But they're going to remember it as something that was challenging.
So for the creatives, the videographers, the photographers that want to contribute and be more candid or be more timeless, it's how can you contribute to the experience while getting your work done. You have to find your way of doing it. And sometimes you have to like help ground a couple. Sometimes you have to pick them up and crack jokes.
You're saying you're doing tequila shots with the guests?
Yeah. I didn't always do that.
So talk about that, because I think, you have a very unique approach, right? Like when the dance floor is going, like this is your jam, right? When the party's pumping. Like
yeah, it's my resting heart rate.
That's your resting heart rate?
It's like chaos on the dance floor.
And you love it.
I love it. Yeah. I even love like the craziness before a ceremony and like moving in action and like pivoting. But I spent many, many years under someone else's management and expectations. Wear dark clothes. Don't drink. Like, don't eat. I still know photographers that have been in the game for like 2 decades and they're making money, but like they don't eat because it's like not respectful. And I'm like, fuck that. Like I'm eating. Like bridegroom, grandma, Shyah. But I had to unlearn that and unlearn those expectations. And maybe it came with age. I wish it didn't have to, but you don't eat. You stay quiet. You blend in. And then when I started my own company, I started my company in 2019. And that was a fun time. And I wanted to learn my style. So I did a lot of like free shoots. I sampled, I learned a lot, and that was just the creativity. Then I had to learn, how do I want to dictate myself? What do I want to wear? And still, there were these self-limiting thoughts. I can't do this. I can't do that. And then I see like Bottle Brush Films in Australia. This couple, they're loud. They're cussing up a storm left, right, and center. And their films are wicked and they're successful.
Right.
And it's like, I remember thinking, if they're doing it and they're successful, I can't. So because they were doing them, it gave me permission.
It's an authentic representation of who they are.
Exactly. And then I decide I'm going to. And hopefully like, I'm giving others permission to be themselves too. Yeah. And I love tequila. I want to celebrate. If I'm taking time away from my family, my wife and my daughter, it's going to be a damn good time.
Right.
So sure, I'll have shots.
Right.
I'll join the dance floor. I'll help lift someone up if I need to.
Right.
Sometimes when the dance floor is popping, I'll just like place a chair in the middle of the dance floor and wait to see what happens. And then lo and behold, someone's like, yo, get the bride in the chair. And they lift it. And these are not Jewish weddings.
Right.
I'll just take it because I know.
You just set the prop. You set a trap for them.
Yeah, I'm manufacturing an authentic moment. So that's how I fake things.
That's very cool.
I want it to be lit. So I'm just going to kind of like do things and plant seeds for it to be wild. And after that 10-hour day, I'm still like vibing and my energy is there ultimately for the couple, for the family. It's all, I love what I do, but I had to give myself permission to do it how I want to do it. And that came with time.
That's great. Yeah. So if you were to give your younger self who's starting out, right before you come to BC.
Oh man.
And you get to kind of give that young Shyah who's moving out here with his girlfriend away from home, get this new job. Like what piece of advice do you give young Shyah? Knowing what you know now.
Yeah. So if I were going to give myself advice from 10 years ago when I was starting as a junior, it would be try a bunch of different things, find what you enjoy, find what works, and stick with it, even if there are challenges. So you're going to try and do something creative. You may not get results right away, but then people will hire you for what you do and who you are.
Right.
So try different things. If you want to wear black, wear black. If you want to wear shorts at a wedding, man, showing my legs at a wedding still feels weird, unless I'm in Mexico.
Right.
It's so stupid saying it out loud. Who cares about your legs? But these are the things we tell ourselves.
I wouldn't wear shorts to a wedding.
Yeah, what if it's blazing hot, you're in Kelowna?
I don't know, maybe. Could I wear shorts? I don't know.
I don't know, dude.
You know what? I shied away from wearing a hat for years. I never wanted to wear a hat.
Why?
I was like, I don't know. I don't know. It just was like, I can't wear a hat. And then during COVID, I started growing my hair out, right? I had really long hair. Mm-hmm. And then I saw a picture of me. I was like, I look like fucking Jesus Christ. I was like, I got to put a hat on. Because I had this long hair.
So it came out of necessity.
I had this long hair, and I was like, that doesn't look very good. So I would tie my hair back behind my hat and hide my hair. And then now the hat's become like my uniform.
Right.
Right. This is like.
Yeah.
It's become like, oh, this is what I wear.
Yeah, like I expect you in color and patterns.
Yes.
You started wearing black, like what's going on?
Yeah, what's happening? Yeah, someone asked me to wear a black suit to their wedding. And I was like, sorry, don't have a black suit, which I don't. I don't have a black suit.
Right.
I don't have a black.
Takes balls to say that though, or ovaries,
Yeah, and I was like, sorry, I don't have
confidence.
One. I was like, if you'd like to rent me one, I'm happy to rent one.
Right.
And they're like, it's fine.
Yeah. See.
Right.
And challenging your client, your couple. We call them couples. There's this emotional attachment.
Right.
They're clients, but I also call them couples.
Yeah.
But to challenge someone, it takes self-confidence and it takes tact. Sometimes, like the way you speak to them, but that usually comes with experience.
Yeah, in my younger years, I probably would have just went out and bought a black suit.
Yeah, you want the money. You don't want to people still look down on younger people because they think they don't have the experience or whatever for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, youngins got to know that they just got to be themselves.
Yeah.
And try things. Sometimes you got to put the black suit on. Fine, do it. You need to pay your rent.
Like I've had people be like, take out your nose ring, or like, can you cover up your tattoos?
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, absolutely.
Sure.
Right. Like, and that's the thing too, is like, like people hire me for a very specific reason because of my style. And sometimes couples will ask me like, oh, we want something more like this. And I'll say to them, I'm like, happy to accommodate you in this area, but maybe meet with this other member of my team.
Yeah.
Because it sounds actually that they're going to be a better fit for you.
Yeah.
And I would imagine you would have similar conversations if someone's looking for a certain, like, they're like, we really like these wedding videos. And you look at them and you're like,
Right.
that's not what I do.
So have you been asked to do something maybe in your early years where you did it and there was a disconnect?
Oh, yeah.
It sucked your soul.
It just felt like I was wearing a hat. Which I was wearing a hat. Maybe at the time I wasn't. But it felt inauthentic.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things about my ceremonies, which I always try and do, I want them to be as authentic as possible.
Right.
I want to be engaged. I want to mean what I'm saying.
Yes.
Right. And there's been times I've done a wedding once, and it was a very religious wedding, and there was a definition about marriage in that wedding that was hard for me to read. Because it was very, from my perspective, demeaning to the bride.
Yes, you told me about this. Right.
Yeah, and the promises that were being asked and stuff. And, I did the wedding, but after I felt like, I just did not feel good.
Yes, yeah.
And so that was a learning lesson for me, right? I in my mind, I kind of skirted around it by being like, well, this is what they want.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give them what they want. They're the client.
Yeah.
Client's always right. I'm going to give them what they want. But at the same moment, I really was inauthentic to myself.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to do that again.
And if your work is disingenuous to you, then as a creative solopreneur, you will burn out really quickly.
Yeah.
I think it's not sustainable when you are working against the grain of what you want to do. And I think a lot of us, we find that point. It's like, I am not enjoying like this year. I have too many weddings or couples or whatever that just don't feel good. I'm not going to do that anymore.
Yeah.
And then there's this point where it's like, I'm going to dive into who I am.
Yeah, and it's a delicate balance when you start too, because like when you're starting, it's a hustle. And you don't want to turn business away. Like, it's really hard to turn business away or to pass it on. But I think what I've learned too is like, it's better to pass, and that it all comes around.
Yes.
It all comes around, because also that work is not, if that video goes out there or something, I don't think the wedding was filmed, but if it was filmed and it was on the internet and people saw me officiating this wedding and reading these words, like, I would have a hard time with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
It doesn't. It's not who you are, what your values are.
Yeah.
But we have to find that.
Yes, it's not something that you can know on day one.
No, not at all. You have to get your reps in. You have to work with different types of couples and try different things to find out who you want to be and what you want to do. But that is also ever changing.
Yes.
So you're not going to know what you want to do, and then you find out, I'm going to try this and do it in this style. Yeah. And then that's going to evolve.
Yeah. Do you have any type of practice where you like do journal or do you keep mental notes of this sort of thing? Like, what's your inner practice like for kind of the way you've meandered towards where you are today? Like, in your contemplative, by yourself time or thinking about the type of business you want to build and create, like, is it more whimsical? Is it a little more structured? How did you get there?
I have, so like my process of finding out like who I am and what I want to do has varied from journaling, daily practice, so how I want my day to go, reflecting on how it has done. But that routine, it just isn't for me. I think a lot of where my paradigm shifts came from were from in-person events, where I think I'm going to learn about editing, or I think I'm going to learn about color grading and yada yada. But then we have these conversations about the human side of things, and that's where I have given myself permission, which is usually like the stimulus was someone else saying, "Yeah, I tried that. Like, fuck that. Like, just do you." And there were outside forces pushing me and encouraging me to try something new. But I know who I am because when I was in high school, wanted to help the world.
Right.
And so I have to come back to that. Like, when I am struggling by the end of the year, or I'm planning northbound, my videographer concept, like, this sucks, like it's so much work. But then I watch the video and I feel that fulfillment, I come back to that. So I know that I want to help the world. So I'm gonna create videos that help the family, and that joy will ripple out the way that, in a variety of ways that I can think of. But there's a lot of reflection. Maybe I'm listening to podcasts, I'm listening to other entrepreneurs that have made businesses or have made successful businesses in revenue, but also in longevity. They've been doing it for a while, and a lot of them that have been doing it for 20 years are like, find who you are, who you want to help, stick to that, make your mistakes, and move on, but also help others. So I have these values that I've really doubled down on, and that's been through reflecting on who my family is, how I've been raised, how I want to help people. But then when I get the testimonials where couples are saying, thank you, like, our wedding day would not have been the same were it not for your contribution. So I'm thankful for what other people share with me, and that reminds me what I'm doing is important.
That's remarkable, because you really are a presence, right? And when people are saying thank you for what you contributed to the wedding, even before seeing the video, right? Like just having you there, like, that's pretty cool. It's got to feel great.
It's wonderful, and I have this like cork board, and I still have like 2 letters like tacked onto that in case I need to read them. So for me, the contribution is important. But that's my calling, not in videography, but in the world, is to make some sort of positive change.
How old's your daughter?
She's 4. Speaking about change, and
So how did that change the way you shoot and the way you approach your business, having a kid?
Becoming a father did change how I...
Changes you, for sure.
Yes, but becoming a father changed like what it meant to contribute and what the lasting impact was. But it also made it more important to who the couple was, because I want to be an incredible father. Right? Like, it's so special to me to have this opportunity. And I'm not going to work with couples that don't appreciate me for who I am or what I'm doing. It's not who I am, Maybe my jokes don't stick all the time. And that's okay. But it's more serious now. I need to take time away from my couples and spend it with people that I click with. But I had to take a long route to find that, to find what's important. So if I'm spending a weekend away, y'all better be great people, because I would rather be spending it with my family. And wife. Hell yeah. Yeah.
No, that's having kids. So I had when we had when Erica's pregnant with her first son, Zion, I was pursuing a career in professional coaching. Well, I was actually working at the post office. So I was a letter carrier. I delivered mail. And I would have this recurring dream, maybe nightmare, my psychologically unstable, but I would be sitting with my son on my lap being like, you can do anything you want, whatever you want to be. You do this. And he would always be like, well, Dad, how come you never did that? And this was like a recurring dream. This was like a recurring dream that I would have because I was delivering mail, which was an amazing job. I got the job straight out of high school. It was awesome. Like travel, there was union, good money, all this sort of stuff. But like, I always knew I wanted to do something, right? And that was the real push for me to pursue a career in professional coaching. And then, Eric and I talked about this on the previous episode, but that meandering trail of kind of following the breadcrumbs led me through a whole crazy series of events that led me into officiating.
It's so cool that you're dreaming of your son saying this to you.
Yeah.
Someone that is now immensely important.
Yeah. He's going to be 17 in July.
Yeah. He's not on your lap anymore.
Yeah.
But in the dream, that was like the motivation. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Probably pointed to my insecurities and that sort of stuff, but it's interesting, like that psychological process of like, I knew I wanted to do something, and, speaking was always something that came easy to me. Like I grew up in evangelical church, so I was often speaking at church and traveling around and speaking. That was a normal thing. But as I got older in my 20s, you know, church became something that just no longer interests me and wanted to be a part of. And I always thought it would end up, you know, I always thought I would end up being a pastor of some kind.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Yeah, it was just what I thought I would do. And so when that dream kind of fell away, or that life plan kind of fell away, I was like, what am I going to do now, right? And then coming full circle now, essentially, you know, I've done over 1,600 weddings. Like, that's a lot of talks.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of talks. And now talking on a podcast, it's like, you know, it's always been something. But I love this theme, Shyah, of like being true to yourself. And Erica talked about that too, right? Is like, yeah, maybe it's an age thing or an experience thing, but I think that's the dream for a lot of people, right? When they choose to go out into entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
It's like there's something inside of them that's saying like, I have something to contribute.
Right.
But often what you think it is not what it is. And you were talking about, you just got to get the reps in. It's like, okay, you got to be willing to experiment and fail. Like my first business failed miserably. We went broke, couldn't pay the mortgage, took the car out. Like, it was horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah.
And then here I find myself, you know, jumping back into another business, giving it another shot, you know. It's like, but I knew there was an impact I wanted to have on the world.
Yeah.
How did COVID impact? Did COVID have an impact on the way you operate, run your business, the way you shoot? Did it change things for you?
So COVID was very challenging, like it was for a lot of us. And I had to learn how to pivot. And I became one of like the few live streamers in the Vancouver area. And
I think we did a few together.
We did quite a few.
Yeah.
But learning everything that was needed was very, very challenging. It was out of my scope of knowledge.
Right.
And I had to pivot and I had to make money.
Right.
So our daughter was born April 2021.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, you know, pregnancy through 2020, and like, you have to make money.
Yeah.
You have to.
And weddings were dried up.
Weddings were gone.
Dried up.
It was like distant future. Like, oh.
Like, are we ever going to be able to do this again?
Yeah. So COVID still cemented the need for connection.
Yes. I think it increased it.
It seriously increased it. Yeah, it definitely did. So I still had that motivation. It was, all right, let me see how I can contribute. And I loved seeing the live chats of people from like Nigeria or England, South America. Yeah. Oh man, it was great. But I had to pivot and we all had to find a way. But I don't think like in the long term, it changed anything too seriously. In 2022, when there was that boom, and then subsequently in 2023, and there was that, like, it was slower, that I'm still like, all right, I need to make sure my marketing is there. I need to make sure I'm still bringing in revenue through various, not streams, but making sure the steps are there, because it's not 2022 anymore.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm still reminded, like, all right, like you have to keep hustling. It's not just gonna come from word of mouth all the time.
2022 was gangbusters.
Oh, it was a great year. Tickle finger.
Yeah, it was great. I remember being like, oh man, we're back.
Yo, money. This is what it feels like. And then you're like, oh, we're back to normal. Okay.
Yeah, for me, you know, prior to COVID, we were coming on our 10-year anniversary as a business. And, you know, I was feeling a little bit like, okay, you know, going. But what COVID did for me, when weddings came back, I was like, oh, this work's important. Like, weddings are important. Like, so rarely do we stop and gather with our favorite people and celebrate a moment. And what I realized is, like, it made me understand, like, oh, wedding, like, this is a real important thing to do. It's not just a nice to do. And it's like, sometimes I used to do, like, you know, I do these weddings, sometimes it feels like a production, you know, huge budgets.
Yeah.
You know, hundreds of thousands of dollars, $1 million budget weddings. You're like, it feels like a production.
Yeah.
But what COVID did for me was be like, no, like, this is important, right? And I try to always include something in my scripts around, like, letting people reflect on that. Like, this is a moment where we get to put our devices down.
Right.
We get to gather around and be reminded
that
to be in love, to be loved in return, to build a life with someone, like billions of people on this planet, you found your favorite person. So much so you want to commit your life to them. What is this? Why do we do this? Because it's really the best part of our humanity, right? It's like, it's incredible.
when there's an intimate ceremony and you're forced to do that, and you still have to have the important vendors, and the officiant is immensely important. There are a lot of people that still don't have videographers. Like we are kind of like a luxury, but officiating I think is really important. Yeah. And what you and Young, Hip, and Mary do is so, I want to say like unique but significant, or unique and significant in the way that you make it so personal and the connection is there. And that's why like when
we worked together, yeah. I got to do your wedding.
I emailed you at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
It was, I need an officiant.
Yeah.
And when we watch our video, it was very small, just my wife and I, so photo, video, and it was so personal and deep. Yeah. You know, when you're telling the two people that are like, they don't know where to look, they don't know how to feel, and you're like, just look at each other. Yeah. That's really significant. Yeah. So, yeah, COVID definitely reminded us about connection with our significant others, be them friends, family. Yeah.
So I learned this recently. I was listening to a podcast. I can't remember the doctor's name, I'm not gonna try, but he was saying like a great serotonin booster is like to just hold your partner's hands and like look at each other's eyes for 5 minutes. Without
5 minutes.
Yeah, and he says like the serotonin rush you get. And what they did in a lab, they simulated falling in love for people. So what they did was they took people that were, you know, same-sex attracted, similar age demographic, like very similar, like they could be attracted to one another, and they brought them in. And they made them answer these series of questions from 1 through 20, starting with like, you know, do you like dogs or cats? And then like and each question got more and more intimate. And like the last one was like, when was the last time you cried? Right? So like, which no one might know. So they ran them through these series of 20 questions, and then they had to hold hands and stare in each other's eyes for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And simulate falling in love. And like out of the test subjects, it was like 15% of them ended up going out on a date.
Wow.
And like 2 of the couples ended up getting married.
Whoa.
Right? And so there's something in that. So when I do a wedding, I always, because wedding days, you would know, like before the ceremony, you're talking about the pre-ceremony chaos. Like, where's the bride? Where's the grandma? Who's in the front row? Like, do you have Kleenex? Where's the rings? Who's got the license? Where's the ring bearer? It's just chaos, right? And so the couples are often just like, the day's just been like bananas, right? So when I finally get them there, I'm like, hold hands, take a deep breath.
Yeah. Ground them. Yeah.
Look into each other's eyes and hold each other's gaze just for a few minutes. And always like, let your hearts find each other through your joined hands, right? So then and they're feeling like the energy come back from each other. And it's like that little thing, people can feel that. Like way back in the 10th row, they're like, oh shit.
Right.
Something significant is about to happen.
Yeah.
And giving that space, that pause for that, it's a blast. But COVID changed that for me. It's like, oh no, this is important. This is really, really important to do.
Yeah. That connection.
I want to talk a little bit about short form video.
Okay.
Because, you know, you're a videographer, you got into this space, and it's interesting to watch this transition to like everything is like short form video. And then you have these long form podcasts that are also popular.
Yeah.
But do you find it challenging, you know, we're talking about being authentic to yourself, but then there's also a little bit of like a game you have to play with short form video right now, like as a vendor, if it's officiant, photographer, videographer, caterer, doesn't matter. It's like, you got to go where the people are.
Yeah.
And the people are on short form video.
Right.
So how do you navigate that as, you know, a videographer who shoots this long form content and then being like, well, everyone's on short form. Like, how do I get the eyes? Like, how are you finding that?
Yeah. Well, I think that every wedding vendor needs short form content on their social. You do.
That's where the people are.
Yeah. That's where the people are. It's digestible and you reach more people. I don't film for short form content, but I do take mental notes of what moments could work. Because I know my couple. I've done a lot of homework. I've even hired a company to create a positioning report for me that tells me who my ideal couple is from their demographics, psychographics, things like that. That's been immensely helpful. Cool. So I have my blinders on so I know what to focus on. It's not short form content it's not like content creation for me. That actually feels like icky. I'm learning to see content creation as something different, not just like I feel like it's vacuous.
Dude,
content creation.
It's hard.
But it's not. Like, it is still content. It's something that we ingest.
Has to be created.
It has to be created. It makes sense that we need to create it for our own businesses, but also if we can give that to our couples, they create it in the group chat, or they share that in the group chats, and now you're serving, again, a need for connection, and we can provide that as videographers. However, going through the process of creating content, holy Moses, it just takes so much time. I'm good at it, but I don't like doing it.
Right.
So I still kind of do it.
Right.
I could get more help on that, but yeah, it's needed.
Yeah.
We got to do it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it is fun to share those like 15-second things.
Yeah. Where do you find? Where do your couples mostly find you?
Usually referrals or Instagram.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I am going through the process of creating ads, and I think ads should be something that vendors should create.
Right.
But referrals are warm leads.
Yeah.
When someone refers us, it's a little bit easier to get the job done. So stay in touch with people, be good to other vendors. When you're working, like, do not step on people's toes. Yeah. It is not you versus the photographer. It is you and the photographer and the officiant and the planner and the DJ and the florist. So you are all part of this cog in a machine that's there for the couple. Yeah. So remove your ego. You can still push a little bit. Yeah. It's like, okay, efficient, like, can I put this mic on you? You don't want it? It would really work for the couple. And we're here for the couple, right? And then you can dial it back if there's any more tension, but or resistance. So yeah. Be good to people and you'll get referrals.
Yeah, and we know that vibe, right? Like when I show up at a wedding and you're there, and like another photographer's there that we love, it's like sweet. Like we all get excited.
Yeah, we're about to work. As the kids would say, we're gonna cook.
Yeah, we're gonna cook. But yeah, it definitely is, having those key vendor relationships are really important. And challenging vendors they're just challenging.
Yeah. They're
challenging. And I hear that a lot from other people about officiants. I've never seen a bad officiant because actually one time I had an officiant interrupt me in the middle of my wedding because they had hired her, I guess, verbal agreement over the phone or email or something, so she thought she was doing the wedding.
But they
hired me, paid me, contracted me with the ceremony, but she showed up on the wedding day and it was at the Stanley Park Pavilion, and came up in the middle of the ceremony. It was like, I'm supposed to be doing this wedding. Like, what are you doing? And I'm like talking to him.
Oh my gosh.
I'm talking to him.
Is she a commissioner?
There's a marriage commissioner.
Yeah.
Right? She's like, well, I'm not going anywhere until I get paid. And I'm like, trying to wave at the planner, like, get this lady.
Yeah, you're killing the vibe. Yeah.
Get this lady out of here.
Yeah.
But yeah, key vendor relationships are really key.
Yeah, and it takes time.
Is there anything unique you do that you could share about how you continue to foster those relationships with your couples post-wedding?
For the couples?
Yeah, like how do you keep them warm, or do you ask for referrals? Do you ask for reviews? Like, is there anything in those processes that you do?
Usually, I want to get better at gifts, like I've seen other photographers. But the way that I maintain my relationships is, once the wedding is finished, I will write a thank you card and send it to them.
Yeah, great.
But it's usually just maintaining relationships over Instagram.
Right.
But there's not much actually with the couple.
Right.
They're all so busy after the wedding, like they're not hitting me up anymore.
No.
Right?
No, it's not like photography where they might book your first shoot. No one's getting like, I want my 1-year anniversary videography video.
The most important relationships are with the wedding community. Yeah. Because I'm going to work hard with my fellow videographers, so treat them well, have frank conversations, respectful if you need to. Yeah. But with your planners, something I've been doing that I think I should have done this sooner, it's creating vertical content for vendors. Yeah. So if I'm just standing around and the planner is fixing the bride's dress, I'm like rotating my camera and I'm just going to create like a vertical video right away. And then I tell my editor, any vertical video you see, put it in a timeline. So I have this library that I can then provide. Cool. I've only started doing that in the last couple of years. Admittedly, not many vendors are using the videos, but at least they have them.
Right.
And now I can provide.
Dude, I love the videos you send me.
It works.
Yeah, it works, man. We get a lot of videos get shot. We have a hard time getting videos from our couples. Sure. Right? Sometimes I show up at a venue and there's a videographer I don't know or whatever. but like often people aren't. We have a hard time sometimes getting footage from weddings.
Yeah. It's really simple for videographers to send a file to vendors and allow them to post it.
Right.
You can ask for a tag or not.
Right.
That's up to you.
Right.
But we have this gift of art and showing all the work that has been done.
Right.
Try and do a little bit for your community because they will eventually refer you. We all want to work hard.
Yeah.
But I would rather work hard with like you than work 6 hours with some person that I really do not want to work with. I'd rather do a 12-hour day with you than 6 hours with someone else.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did one of those. I did 10 weddings in a day 2 weeks ago. They did one of those pop-up weddings.
Oh,
we started at 9 in the morning and we did every hour on the hour all the way till 8 p.m.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a long day.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was a long day.
Yeah. That's a lot. You survived.
Yeah, I survived.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, were you ever around when we did the Love in the Square stuff? Did you ever see that?
I've never been to one. No.
It got out of hand. Got out of hand.
Okay.
We used to do free weddings on Valentine's Day, which is also my birthday. That's how it started.
Oh.
Yeah. So it started in like, yeah, I know, right? Perfect. A wedding officiant who's also born on Valentine's Day. The first year we did it, I just put a tweet out. I'm like, hey, anyone wants to get married today? I'll be at Robson Square at 4 o'clock. Come down and get married.
Sure.
And we had like 4 people show up.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh, okay. And then the following year, people were like, are you doing that free wedding thing again? And we did it again. And then it was like busy. I think we made it like 30 or 40. And then we handed it off to a wedding planner and we planned it. And then it was like chaos.
Right.
It was like people showed up in wedding dresses. They showed up with like 50 people. The press was there. And then after that, I was like, I don't want to do this. Because it became like
it became something else.
It became something else.
Yeah.
The idea behind it was, again, giving back. Like, if you want to be married, but you don't have a wedding,
yeah,
I'm gonna help you. But then it became like,
well, it shows your character, and you want to give back and contribute, but you dialed it back and you retracted something, and that's okay.
It was so much. I remember the camera from the news was like, I'm doing a wedding, and he's got his camera like right. I'm like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
It was just like chaos.
Right. Well, I'm glad that you tried something and for a few years.
Yeah.
And give yourself permission to let it die.
Yeah, it was big.
That's okay.
It was big.
Yeah.
So someone's getting started today in the wedding industry. They want, or they're, like where you were, they want to get started. They're watching the YouTube videos. They're doing all this sort of stuff. They're coming to your conference next week, 2 weeks. When is it? 2 weeks from now?
The Northbound Videographer Conference.
Right,
yeah.
right. But they want to get started. Like, what type of advice would you give to them if they're starting like today? They want to get into this line of work. They're watching this. Where do you point them? What type of advice do you give them?
If someone is starting, if a videographer is starting today, second shoot with a variety of people.
Oh, great.
Find out how other people do it.
Right.
What you like, what you don't like.
Right.
Create this mishmash of different skills and make it your own.
Right.
And meet others. Networking, secondly, this is the second point. Networking is immensely important. Yeah. People always say, it's not what you do, or what is it? It's who you know.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
It's not what you know, it's who you know. So who you know is extremely important to your success. And you have to get out there. You have to shoot with people, take them out for coffee, get yourself out of the DM box,
right,
and go meet in person. Right. And new videographers will be trusted if people know who you are.
Right.
I do not like the DMs that I get from the editors or the shooters, but if someone is personable and they actually take time to write a message to me and they want to maybe have a Zoom, I am one of the rare people that will actually have a Zoom call with you.
Right.
So if you're new...
And what are you looking for? So new, listen, your inbox is going to be flooded.
Yeah.
I don't want to put you on the spot. But they're new and they're like DM you like, hey, I need to get a hold of Shyah. Like, is it better to write an email? Is it better to send a hand? They get a DM to you. Like, what compels you to be like, okay, I'll give this guy 30 minutes of my time. Like, you're a busy guy. You got your dad. You got a business. Like, you really got time for this newbie coming up. Like, do they have to offer some value? They're like, I want to come second shoot for free. Like, does that sound like more work to you? Like what makes it compelling enough for you to be like, this person's going to get some of my time? In
order for someone to get some of my time, it's someone that's eager to learn and find out how to make it in the industry. Usually the emails that I get are, I love your work, I want to try and do something similar, and I'll come work for free. And I'm like, the reason my work is so good is because I have my people.
Right.
I'm probably not going to hire you unless you get a lot of reps in, because my caliber and expectations are very, very high.
Right.
But I will have the Zoom call with you. If you are eager to learn, let me pass on knowledge.
Right.
I am who I am because of the shoulders. I stand on the shoulders of giants.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pass that on. So new people, new videographers need to cast a wide net. And eventually you're going to land on someone that wants to help you just for the sake of helping.
Right.
And that's what I want to do for the community. So I will have a Zoom call with someone if they're eager to learn and they want to contribute and something valuable, their perspective.
Right.
It's not they want to work for me for free. I don't care. I'm not going to hire you, but I'm going to help you connect, and I'll connect you with other people.
Right.
So they need to network, and they need to work with a variety of different people.
Right.
Yeah.
It's great advice.
Yeah. Even though I'm probably not going to hire them. That's funny that I said that.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel for getting started, it's like, it's hard.
Yeah.
I think someone told me a stat. It's like 100%. If there's 100% weddings, like 20% of us do 80% of the business. And 80% of people do 28% of the business. Like there's a few of us that are like, we're in it full time, we're doing, and then there's people that are just dabbling.
Right. But if someone is new and they join a wedding with a budget that's $250,000, they are going to have a very hard time. And that could crush their soul. I'm sorry I couldn't give you my all. I'm so sorry that this happened.
Right.
Let's avoid that.
Right.
Go work for your friend, or go do something for free where you have the time to try new things. Yeah. That's where you have to learn how to tread water.
Right.
Don't go join a wedding where someone has been in the industry for 10 years. Right. That's not the place to learn. It's elsewhere.
Maybe elopements would be a great place to start.
Elopements are a great place to start. Yeah.
Yeah. We do a ton of elopements.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a great place to start, actually.
Yeah, something easier.
Right? Because elopement ceremonies, like 10 minutes in length. North typically gets a 1 hour photo shoot. Like they're short.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to do the 300 person wedding.
Newbies should start with backyard weddings. Backyard weddings, elopements, like that's where it's at. That's where you're gonna learn, and then you can join higher caliber or
and get a part
people.
of a community, like the videographer conference. There's art community for photographers here in Vancouver, right?
Absolutely,
and like this sort of area, like starting out.
Right. Go to events. If there is an event, be it a coffee meetup or a conference, you will spend in 24 to 48 hours. You can meet 20 different people.
Right.
And there's your connection. Right. In one day, 20 different connections, rather than sending out 40 DMs and one is going to be fruitful. Yeah,
the DMs don't sliding into someone's DMs.
DMs don't work.
Yeah. If someone was to really get my attention, even the emails, unless there's something unique about the email, like doing video emails, works really well.
Yeah, you're good at that.
Yeah, that's how we connect with our clients. Do video emails.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wrap it up. Thanks for being on, man. Where can people find you?
People can find me at Shyah K Films or at Northbound Video. That's my conference where we spend 2 days with commercial videographers, wedding videographers, pretty much creative entrepreneurs. And I just want to help others do this full time. Yeah. Contribute whatever they want to contribute full time, have that freedom, whatever that looks like. Yeah. But the way that they want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah. Don't slide into his DMs.
No. Email me.
Find another creative way. We'll have to do a number 2. Thanks for coming, buddy.
Oh, thanks, brother. That was so good.
Thanks so much for listening to the Friendors podcast, the podcast by wedding vendors for wedding vendors. I'm your host, Shawn Miller, signing off. If you enjoyed this episode, it would mean the world to us if you would follow, subscribe, and perhaps share it with a fellow wedding vendor who could use some inspiration or simply a good laugh. Want the Friendors podcast to come to your city? Drop us a comment below and let us know. Until next time, keep learning and keep creating amazing weddings that feel better than they look. See you in the next one.